Hello and welcome to your fourth lab activity. We are coming to you live from room 421 in the Chem room in Fairview High School. Today we are going to be talking about what we call an activity series of metals. And the idea really is that we have different substances on the face of this planet that have, different attractions for electrons. And so substances with different attractions for different electrons electrons have different kinds of pulls, right? So they would have a stronger or a weaker pull or attraction for those particular electrons. What does that actually mean? Well, we should at this point understand that electrons are controlling or determining the chemical behavior of a chemical substance. Right? So when we're looking at this kind of thing called an activity series of metals, we're trying to see what kinds of metals, right, which ones are going to be able to lose electrons, and which ones have a greater tendency to lose those electrons, and which ones have less of a tendency to lose those electrons. So, in essence, which ones are more chemically reactive, and which ones are less chemically reactive. So today, we are going to begin the activity series of metals. All right, so our setup today, we have right here three solutions. We have MgCl2. We have CuCl2. We have ZnSO4. One shall note, initial observations, both of ZnSO4 and MgCl2 are clear and colorless, whereas CuCl2, it is clear and it is kind of this turquoise blue color. We have right here zinc. Our zinc is just kind of a shiny metallic silvery kind of substance. Copper above it. Man, that would be cool. We have copper above it right here. And lastly, we have our strips of magnesium. So we're going to throw down right here our MgCl2 solution onto this copper and onto the zinc. Let's see what happens. As you can see, nothing's going on with the copper. Now let's drop MgCl2 on the zinc. Nothing really. Now, let us start dropping this CuCl2 solution on our magnesium strip. As you can see, we have bubbles. Liftoff. Beautiful. A chemical reaction. Now, let's see if we were to combine CuCl2 with zinc. Let us see and zoom in. Let's see what happens here. There are a little bit of bubbles going on here. As you can see, the zinc is now changing color. So we are seeing a color change go down. All right, so we have a chemical reaction right there. Now let's check out this ZnSO4 solution with our magnesium strip. Let's get up close. Oh my goodness. Magnesium, the wildcat here, people. What's going on? Chemical reaction. Oh my God. Now let's see if copper reacts with our zinc solution. Anything? Nothing. Well, there you have it, people. Our reactions. 3 of them reacting, 3 of them not. So, people, we've been learning about different kinds of reactions, and we've been talking about the idea of single replacement reactions happening, where we have different kinds of substances that have different affinities or different attractions to grab electrons. And we know that electrons determine chemical behavior. So we know that something like this little demo that we walked you through before, where we took CuCl2, which is this blue substance, and we threw some aluminum foil into that particular thing, we could end up seeing that there is some kind of chemical reaction that does take place, and that what must actually be happening, if there's some kind of color change, and if there is some kinds of like bubbles that are happening right there, and if you could actually feel it, there would be some heat being released right now. We know right now that there is something that is going down. We know that we have aluminum. We know that we have copper chloride, or copper 2 chloride, pardon me. And with that being said, if we have copper 2 chloride and we have aluminum, well then something must be happening. And if that something must be happening, well it must be a single replacement with metals. Today, we are going to be talking about an activity series of metals. And we're going to be discussing this particular chart. Now, the big question we should be talking about, or we should be thinking about, people, right now, is this understanding of this activity series of decreasing activities. We were working with metals today, so we're trying to work with this part of this table. And we're trying to think to ourselves, which ones are more reactive? Recall again that different substances have different attractions for electrons. Substances with stronger attractions will pull electrons away from the substance with the weaker attraction. Therefore, there can be a single replacement kind of reaction that goes down.